Dyslexic Genius here. Question came up online, why is my phonograph making a funny noise? And it's usually in the governor. And I'm going to show you how to fix this and what the problem is. It's really the back end of the governor has been moved back. So let's talk about the governor real quickly. We have the governor here, this whole piece right here, governor shaft, 3 ball bearings, the flywheel. And what happens is we have a screw right there. So I can rotate this around and you can see the screw is sticking out. So if you undo this screw and you're trying to adjust everything, if the governor, when you push on these bearings, if you push it back this way, it's going to push this piece closer to the governor drive gear that's on the spindle shaft. But what you have to know is the center of this spiral gear and this gear, you get in the center, you see how the screwdriver and this are hitting both in the same position, right in the middle. That's where they have to be to run. You don't want this spiral gear forward or backwards. You want this spiral gear dead center on the governor drive gear. So if you start playing like this, so how do you fix this? If someone undid this screw and pushed the governor back, then this screw is going to go hit the governor drive gear. So to fix that, you undo this screw.
Undo which screw?
Undo that screw right here.
Okay.
And the governor, this holds the governor in place on the governor shaft. You can push it back and forth. So you're going to push the governor, this screw loose, this way out. If you push it back this way, it'll run and it'll hit that gear.
So you just undo that one screw?
You undo that one little screw and this all moves. If you've boogered it up by undoing these 2 screws in the bearings and pushed them back and forth like this, it'll also run into this gear. So on Victor's, you got to make sure that here's the governor drive gear and here's that screw. You have to have clearance between this and this from the governor drive gear. If you boogered with it and now it's rattling on this governor drive gear, you're going to have to replace that governor drive gear because it's going to chew it up. Because this is steel screw and this is brass, so it's going to beat it to death. You'll have to replace it. The other thing is, how do we oil like a single spring Victor outside horn machine? Very easy. We're going to put a little bit of sewing machine oil right here between the governor shaft and that bearing. Then we're going to hit this leather right there with sewing machine oil, and then on the bottom, there's another one of these on the bottom. You'll oil that. You'll come over here and you'll drop a little oil here. You'll just jump right around here and you have the ratchet and the paw right here, and you're just going to put a little oil down there, and you run over here, a little sewing machine oil right there, and then inside this bearing right there. And then you will flip it up. The spindle shaft will be up like this. It'll come down, you oil here, and then it's good on the spindle shaft to put a little oil on that, and it keeps the turntable from not sticking in place or rusting, so it's easier to get off on that. And that's basically the same, but you really have to watch out that the gear and the governor gear have to be centered always on these. And that's my tip for the day. But one thing, Macha is learning how to fix these.